Okay, good evening everyone and welcome to Unity of Command. Now this is set during the Eastern Front of World War II, and in this campaign we'll be playing as the Axis, but it is possible to play as the Allies. There are 2 or 3 DLCs available for it already which throw in more missions. So there'll be one that's, I believe it's sort of the Red Army's push back after Stalingrad. And there's a new one coming out, I believe it's called Black Tide, which is set up for before this part, so that you're playing Operation Barbarossa as you push into Russia initially. So this one's sort of set just after Kharkov, just before you get to Stalingrad, and operates around that sort of time period. It's kind of a strategy game. I'll just start it up and we'll go through it, and you'll see as it plays. Some of the English isn't great, so summer campaign opens with a violent blow along the route from Kursk to Voronezh. I don't know Russian names, you know what I'm like with place names, Jesus. Germans secure their flank along the Don and then send their armour spearheads south, sowing panic in the enemy rear. They seem to be missing quite a lot of the linking words you'd expect in a sentence, but you get the idea, you know, it's good enough. So our task is to capture Voronezh, this place here. Don't get entangled in fighting for the city, pivot to the south, which is what this objective marker is. And available to us we have 4 airstrikes a turn and 1 plus logistics. So this is the basic map. As you can see, you've got the front lines with units lined up all the way along them. So the basic concept is you'd select the unit you want. This is where they could move. If you want to attack, you hover over the target, and then up in the top right you can see the little coloured pips with the X's in them. That shows sort of the expected outcome of the battle, so to speak. Can I? No, I can't move the mouse pointer up there to show it. So you can see we'd both lose 1 in that case. If I attack the tank, we both lose 1. Let's find a more useless unit. Some Hungarian infantry, there we go. Oh look, the Hungarians lose 5, the Russians lose nothing. Hungarian infantry is best infantry. No, they're really not. They're horrible. Same for the Italians. There's a couple of others that are absolutely terrible. So the reason for that is you can kind of just see it where my mouse pointer is now. You can also see the up to the right of the -3 in the odds section. They're entrenched. So all of these guys along the front line, as you would expect, are entrenched, which means they're a real pain in the arse for infantry to try and dig out. Which is where you start using things like your air attacks to soften them up, or you do a blitzkrieg panzer attack through, which would be all nice and fun, except that the game adds in this lovely feature. So supply. So as you can see, you have some supply dumps. Obviously, if they get captured, you're not going to get supplies from them. But on top of that, supply follows these dotted lines. Call them railways, call them roads, whichever you wish. From that point, they can only go so far depending on what range your supply sources have. So this has a range of 4. So we could only go 4 away from a road before we're out of supply. So if we ended up around here somewhere, at the moment we would be out of supply. And obviously armies without supplies don't do very well. It's not such a problem on this map. Probably up here would be a good example. If we didn't capture this road or railway, whichever you wish to call it, and tried pushing up on this bit here, you would just get slaughtered because you're completely out of supply. Games like Hearts of Iron do things like this, but this is a nice sort of simplified, easy to understand, yet deep enough system that you kind of appreciate. You do have to factor it in. So in terms of getting more troops, down here in the force pool you can see we have absolutely no reinforcements. Depending on the mission, sometimes you will get access to them, sometimes they come in certain turns in. You can use this reserve. The problem with using this reserve is it costs you prestige to bring them in. So you can see this one costs you, I think it's 55, and this one costs you 100. Now prestige is a limited resource, so you can only bring in so many, and it carries across from mission to mission. You get more prestige by completing the objectives. Now this is where the game really hits you. If you were to have, all day doing whatever you liked, you could quite easily push up with your tanks and slowly encircle a huge group of them, pick them off nice and easily. You know, you'd win comfortably, but it would take a while. So the game goes, oh, by the way, by turn 3, you need to have captured both of these. Screw you and you're taking your time. You need to rush these as quick as you damn well can. So that's the game putting pressure on you. But enough of my talking, let's make a start, shall we? So what I will do is we'll start by trying to punch out down here a little bit. So we'll take the losses. Actually, no, we'll soften him up. We'll bring in the plane. The plane comes in. Now, they've gone dark, which means they're not destroyed, but they're not going to be of any use to it. They're sort of suppressed, I guess you would say, I believe is the term it uses. There we go. So now if we attack, it completely wipes them out because they've been, you know, bombarded to crap by that Air Force. So they get slaughtered and we have the option to move in. Now what that's actually done is given me a very nice way of dumping a tank in there. But first we will have a go at this. Let's see, let's weaken him up a bit. You'll see why in a moment. Tank in, smack him from the side please. He then runs away. He's had enough. He doesn't want to be sitting there with the tank parked on his face. We can then get another tank in around the back here. Completely eradicate them. Because they completely slaughtered the unit, they can do an overrun phase and attack again. And this lets you start pushing up your front lines. So let's go up there and try to capture the bridge. We'll have you block off the river crossing. Let's get you up there. Eradicate them, please. Now something else that's worth noting, you'll see these little symbols which look like a sort of a chevron. That means there's an embedded unit. So you can see this has a Stug embedded in it, which obviously means it's a lot more effective at taking part in things. So that's something to watch out for. The other one, you can see they've got tanks in there. The little lightning strike means there is a veteran unit around somewhere. I can't find one at the moment. You see experience as standard at the moment. Ah, there we go. Experienced veteran. These guys will absolutely slaughter anything you throw them at, pretty much. Alright, let's run him into there. Push you into that gap. Do a nice little attack. See, now we sort of run out of oomph, if you like. We can't really do much with any of our remaining units down here. So that's pretty much the push for the turn. We could soften up that tank a little bit. You see, I don't really want to attack that because there's a river crossing and they're entrenched. So I'm quite happy to let him sit there as a defensive buffer. So that's the push down the bottom here done. We'll have a look somewhere else along the line now. So taking this road, as we showed you earlier with the supplies, is kind of critical. So rather than punching through into the fields up here, we really want to get in around here somewhere. So if we can soften up... No, we missed completely. Right, so we'll do an attack, take the wounds, and then back the unit off. And then come in with one of the tanks. There you go. And he's made him run. We then hit there as well. Probably push him across. Can start getting around behind units. Forcing them away. But you always want to make sure you fill up your line again, because the AI is particularly nasty at exploiting weaknesses in your line. It will quite happily push through and slaughter your men mercilessly. Right, let's use the tank here. That's him completely eradicated. That went a bit better than expected. That was an odd place to run to, you stupid Russian. So we just want to push as fast as we can, because we've got to get there by turn 3. So let's do that, bring you in. Start trying to encircle this guy up here a bit. Okay, let's go through and see what we haven't moved properly yet. These Hungarian troops I'm going nowhere near. You guys can entrench. These things are useless at any kind of aggressive fighting. We will make use of their tank, but even that's not amazing. So you can see in here, this Russian unit's got the NKVD attached, so they discourage retreat, give them a bonus to attack and defense. If you completely encircle a unit and effectively you cut off their supply, they will sort of slowly starve. So you can go 1 turn without supply. I think you get some negative modifiers, but that's about it. If you go 2 turns, you cannot be offensive. You know, you can't actively attack something. You can still defend yourself if you are attacked, but you can't go and attack them. So you have to keep trying to get back into supply again. So we can see the numbers here. Look, this one's got to 2 because I've pushed so far. This one's got to 2. So we want to use this and expand my logistics down there. So we just boosted this up to 3, so we continue to push down here quite happily. Right, I think that is about it from my useful units. I guess we could do that. Let's move you back, push you in, have you do a nice little attack. No, we can't quite shuffle him out of the way. I was hoping to be able to shuffle him out of the way and get another one in, but not really. Right, let's put you on the town and protect that. Okay, so let's see what the AI gets up to. So you end your turn, and this is where it usually starts getting painful. As you'll see, he shuffles his troops out, brings his tank in, and completely crushes these useless Hungarian units. These cavalry are exceptionally irritating as well. They can move really quickly and will quite happily go around your flank and cut off your supplies if you don't watch them. So there we go. The Hungarians are down. They've got a hole in the line. I don't quite think they've got the capability to exploit it. If I hadn't taken out a few more of the units in this area, they'd be punching through there and trying to cut off my supplies right now. They can be, I mean, this is only mission 2 of the campaign. They can be seriously irritating. It's a very good AI system. Right, so, there we go. So you can see this guy's got a little exclamation mark. He's been out of supply for 1 turn. So we have a look. You can see these guys here are out of supply because they're out of range. So what I need to do, and that's because they've cut off this road link. So you can see, because this road is broken, they're relying on this top supply source to supply this whole region now. They've only got a range of 2, so I have to re-establish that link if I want them to be back in supply. So let's start hitting this guy. There, so I've got that bit of territory back. And you can see everyone's quite happily back in supply now. Other things that are, that happen is you've got terrain. So it's not so much of a problem on this, but you've got forests, buildings, there'll be hills, rivers. There's weather. If you're trying to fight in the rain, obviously it's much harder to fight in torrential rain than anywhere else. Zones of control will show you where you can... If something tries to move through a zone of control, it gets stuck and has to fight the unit next to it. You couldn't just drive past an enemy unit that sat there right next to you watching you, basically. So that sort of replicates that effect. Alright, let's Hit him. He's been destroyed. That's good. Push you up. So this is a bridge. Let's see. Let's go all the way up there. I want to try and encircle them. Show you guys what that looks like. There we go. So we completely cut them off there. Let's fill up the gaps. So that lot will now be out of supply. We just got to hope the men can hold it. Let's see what we got here. Eradicate them a bit. They've had their turn. Right, let's bomb this tank a little, weaken it down. Completely finish it off. And move in. Completely eradicate him. Right, let's have a look at that guy. So, yep, he'll be in supply if I move there, that's fine. Bring you up. Okay, here we go. We can start pushing up quite a bit more aggressively now. Need to get rid of this annoying horse unit. They are a royal pain. Okay, he's retreated a bit. Let's push you into that gap. Advance you down the road. Probably didn't quite want to do that. Never mind. Ah, there we go. How else could I close that off? Can't really. There you go. We'll pen them in like that. Get a nice little encirclement on them. You come and play with these boys. Let's see. You. Try and focus the tanks down there. The most annoying when they get free roaming. We'll leave this guy here in case this tank manages a breakthrough. Right, I think that's all my main units done. We can push in like that. Wipe him out. Go on, Hungarian unit, you can do it. There we go. That's how useless he is, look. It's not even worth attacking anything with. Right, I think that's it for the turn. Let's end that one. Someone in the YouTube comments is asking how to join the 77Y. Google 77Y, it's the first website. Come on, Hungarians, hold on, you can do it. No, you can't. And he's at my supplies again, the little sod. So again, they've hit my supplies. These useless Hungarian units. Let's see, what can we do? Well, the Hungarian unit could die horribly. We won't recommend that as an option. Let's try and bring this tank down. That's their main force. Bomb them a little bit. There we go, that's forced a retreat. Jaegers finish him off. Moving in for the kill on this now. Go on, Hungarians. Oh, you useless sods. If you want it done right, use the Germans. Okay. Let's push across into here now. So we've got to watch our supplies here. We're getting to the edge of the limit. So let's boost our supplies. Right. Bring that infantry unit up. I was hoping to wipe him out. Let's do it with the other infantry then. In goes the tank. Slaughter, slaughter everywhere. Those will be out of supply. There's not a lot I can do about it, but they've got the speed that it shouldn't make too much of an issue. Let's see. Let's push this road a bit. We need to capture this road, get its supplies. There we go. And then move up. And get the next one. As you can see, tanks are extremely effective. As you would expect, because tank. So these guys up here have been out of supply for 2 turns, indicated by the glowing exclamation mark. So they now can't attack. You can see they've only got the darkened movement range. So that was due to the little sods down here cutting off my supply route. But what are you going to do? When you trust Romanians, you get crap. At least in this game. Completely eradicate him. Alright, let's push on to the town. So, in order to get the sort of awards for prestige, I would have had to have been capturing both of these points this turn. As you can see, you have to move rapidly if you want to actually achieve the objectives in game. So he's not quite in supply. There's not a lot we can do about it either. So time to start shoring up this line a bit. There we go. They can't push through anymore. We'll just reinforce as we go along. Most of these guys are involved in the fighting with those pesky Ruskies. Yep. So I don't think we've got anything that can fight nearby. So that's the end of that turn. So someone's asking, what currency thing am I using to boost the supply range? You can boost the supply range of a single depot with this logistics sort of special ability. You do not get this every single mission. It's one of the ones they've given you on this mission. Doesn't mean you'll always get it. So let's boost the range there. Right, eradicate them. Push you up. Get that tank out of here. Come on. Oh. Not quite managed it. What if we use the plane? Can this... Yes. There we go. We've captured that town. Roll in the panzers. Oh, that's an NKVD unit that's entrenched, so they're going to need extreme softening. Even that's not particularly effective in the town, as you can see. So we're just going to lose units to this now. Let's push the tank out a little bit, bring in the next one. Alright, that's the NKVD wiped out. And we can't quite get in. No! There's one unit left and we can't get in this turn. Damn it, game. Damn it. Ah, joy. Never mind. End turn. Yeah, the goals will be listed up here. It's normally to capture the towns. There we go, completely eradicated. In you go. Mission done. So as you can see, we've got 60 prestige. You need 200 plus to gain prestige, and we scored 260. So you got 60 prestige, which is that value up here that you used to buy these units I mentioned earlier. So that is a single mission. It then continues. So in this mission you can see you get 4 of the air attacks, you get 1 of the logistics upgrade for your supplies, you also get the ability to build bridges, and airdrop supplies. Now airdropping supplies usually means that you're going out of supply and you have to pick which of your units you want to reinforce. And you get an idea of the balance in the armies look, so you can see the Russians have considerably more infantry here, but a lot less tanks. Yes, there is multiplayer. Let's go back. So you got both the Axis and the Soviet campaign, and there is both hot seat multiplayer, so you can both play on the same PC if you've got someone there with you, or there should be online multiplayer, I believe. It's around there somewhere. Yeah, there you go, connect as player 1 or player 2. I believe in terms of the multiplayer you can either do the campaign missions, in which case the Russian player just has to try and hold on for as long as possible, or I believe there's some specific sort of player versus player missions where you both have objectives to try and achieve. But I haven't looked into that too much because I don't really know anyone else that has the game yet. But that's Unity of Command for you. If you enjoyed that, hit some comments in the YouTube video telling me you enjoyed it and you'd like to see more, and I will look at potentially making it a series maybe, or at least just doing a few more videos on that. Maybe finding someone online to play against if I can find someone with a copy of it. And no, it is not free. It is available on Steam or direct from their website. And there are 2 DLCs out at the moment and a 3rd one coming out at the start of December, I believe. So with that, we will move on to the next game. So just give me a moment.